Coach, you came into the game as underdogs.
No, we were given that title.
You came into the game as underdogs,
Yeah.
as reflected in the past media press conference. And just about the game, did it live up to expectations, the way it was built?
Yeah, first, thanks, Shubs. Good afternoon to the members of the media. It's great to see all of you here. Yeah, look, I don't want to speak about the underdogs because it came out as if I had said we are the underdogs, yet I was just accepting what was thrown at us. And we were thrown with the title of being underdogs, and with a lot of humility we accepted, with a lot of possibilities to say we are a team that is, of course, still work in progress, and we know that we've got a lot of work still to do. So we accept, again, the victory with a lot of humility. And that makes us congratulate the players for an excellent performance, congratulate the technical team for excellent work behind the scenes, and to pick the boys up and to try to get us ready for what we anticipated to be a very difficult match, and that's what we got today.
Thanks, Coach Tsapo from ENC.
Sure, Tsapo.
Firstly, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
How important was, especially after the loss, to quickly come back to get positive results moving forward?
Yeah, very important, very important, and that's what we spoke about even after the match against TS Galaxy. If you analyze the game against Galaxy, we still had the better chances. Our XG against TS Galaxy was 1.0 something, but of course we could have scored. And TS Galaxy had two big chances, which again then that tells the story. We were very content about how the game went, but unfortunately not with the result. And then today we also in patches played very well. We started very well. The first 20-25 minutes was a reflection of the work that we did in the training pitch, the work that the analysts did behind the scenes. And again, congratulations to the players, congratulations to the technical team, congratulations to the club in its entirety. And also congratulations to the supporters, because it soothes the pain and the wounds of the midweek performance and the result.
Good afternoon, Coach.
Afternoon, big brother.
Congratulations on the big title goal this year. Coach, I just want to, you're privy to answer this or not. But Nasira asked you about him, on Wednesday when you guys lost. But today, when he came on once again, Coach, to be honest, the touch of an angel, magician with a ball at feet, and a gentleman without it. He's something unique. He's special. He really is. Can you maybe just tell us briefly, maybe if you can, as to what goes into scouting a player for Sundowns, please, Coach, because it's quite fascinating for me personally.
Yeah, I don't want to really talk about that because it is a collective effort. Although with Nasir, it's a little bit, and some of the other players, it's a little bit of a unique case. Well, he still has a lot of work to do. He's going to improve. The way we play and the way we train players are bound to improve. And the same expectation can go into Nasir. Again, I plead for patience and for time and not to overhype, because he's still relatively very young and with incredible potential. When we signed him, he went back to Ethiopia, spent 6 months. We had to get a tutor, an English tutor, to spend a bit of time with him so that the level of the English can get better. It is at a relatively good standard, although now we've had to also hire a translator for him because we were struggling with some of the instructions and some of the information that we wanted to bring to him. So also want to thank the club for supporting that notion, because when we made that plea, immediately the next day we had We had a translator on the training pitch with us, working with us, and you could see even before we brought him on, we had to use the translator to get the message across. But incredible potential, surrounded by other incredible players. In fact, I was watching a documentary, a documentary that led me to reading about something that is used in basketball for scouting. And maybe later on, this thing will catch up in football. And they were speaking about floor raisers and ceiling raisers. And you can see that a player like Nasir is probably going to come to our club and become what you would call in basketball a ceiling raiser. He comes into a good, very good team, and with the qualities that he possesses, could raise our profile, especially offensively, into something else. So, but again, as I say, let's be patient. Let's be calm and not rush too much in overhyping him, because he's still got so much work to do. And the first part that we have to get over is the language barrier, And as soon as we get over that, I think we will see a lot more good moments, more good performances from him.
Coach, congrats on the win.
Thank you, Kens.
I know you don't have the privilege of seeing the stats for today's game, but I want to ask you something based on just eye test. So the result is a blockbuster result. But what do you make of the performance? Because from what I saw from the performance, there were a lot of lost balls. There wasn't the fluidity that we used to, but what I think was much better today was the rest defense. Sometimes we covered the ball so much. What do you make of the performance in that regard?
I agree with you. We can't get too much ahead of ourselves. When we lost the match, in fact, when we won the first match of the season against Cape Town City, the talk was the same, that we need 4 or 5 games to get into this fluidity, the cohesion, and to develop a little bit of foundation on the new formation. We've changed formations. We play with a bit more of inverted wide midfielders. It helps us a little bit because we've got the profile of the midfielders to be able to have dominance in central areas and overload. But the system we've actually adopted this season is very, very complicated and needs a lot of coaching and needs a lot of interrelated movements. So that's going to take a bit of time to develop this, But be that as it may, the players are responding exceptionally well. They are understanding the reasons why we had to move into the shape that we've moved into. And we just have to continue to move. And then, of course, when the games start, you have to play in relation to your opposition and adapt. Against Cape Town City, we asked for different positions from different players because of how Cape Town City defend, and also how then they also look to catch you on the counter-attack with Mayo and very, very wide with no possibilities of assisting the team to defend. I'm trying to be very short with my press conferences. I've promised Shupi to be short, but the football questions lead me to elaborate a little bit because I think it's good for South African football, Against TS Galaxy, the wingers defend a little bit different to Chiefs. The Chiefs wingers don't defend as wide as TS Galaxy wingers and as deep. The Chiefs wingers, like a Keegan, for an example, they defend a lot narrower. Karma plays a very important role in that, and therefore we needed a 6 like AJ today because the line of confrontation starts with the 6 for Chiefs. So we asked AJ to follow Karma. And normally we don't do this, but today we asked AJ to follow Karma, and because when you follow Karma then gets to jump onto the centre backs. And then once he jumps onto the centre backs, you make the opposite movement. And that frees up AJ to be able to receive in front of the midfield line. And then we asked for Modao to play a little bit more different to Modiba because of the threat that Keegan Dolly possesses, and then the aggression of what we had anticipated to be Solomon's because of that overload on that side, and then Setebe also comes into that space. So we needed Zayda to do something a little bit more different, but also something similar to what he did against TS Galaxy. But Modao could not do that because we needed then a bit more width from the right hand side and find possibilities for that. So we played a bit asymmetric today. But then the role for Debza was a little bit different because then you couldn't find that isolation from AJ. You have to get Debza to cover a little bit the right, and then Neo has to play a lot more narrower and closer, but in the next line closer to Shiga. And then you transform the shape of the team a little bit, and we only had one day to work on this thing. So when you can hear how complicated it sounds, and then you have only one day to work on this thing. So imagine how complicated and difficult it is for the players. But the first 20 minutes was excellent. If you watch the first 20 minutes, that was how we wanted to play this game. And fortunately, by God's grace, we got the 2 goals, and then we turned into a more of a counter-attacking team. Okay, of course, because the opposition responds a bit, and emotionally they put a bit more attachment to the game, and they try to defend the team and the club because they are a big club, and of course the embarrassment of being 2-0 down so early injects some form of reaction. And then you've got to then deal with different possibilities because then the fullbacks go higher, and then the wingers come even more narrower. And then Karma plays a lot higher, and then there's possibilities of the ball behind for the speed of that front three. But the players responded very well. But today I thought, especially because of the first half, Neo Maema tactically was outstanding. I think that's the best game Neo has played, not from ball usage. And ball usage is everybody we see, what turnovers there and there, but Neo was in the right places all the time. And that was so important because that allowed Debza to be in the right place, that allowed Modiba to be in the right place, that allowed Shiga to be in the right place. And as I said to you when I started explaining these interrelated movements, but we adapt to how the opposition plays for every time. It's different, it's different. Today we built up differently because the opposition defends differently. So. But as I said, congratulations to the players, congratulations to the technical team. We put a lot of work behind the scenes, Kens, sleepless nights. And you asked a question the other day, and I was embarrassed to answer you at 4 a.m. because I had to spend a bit of time. I didn't have the answer for you, but I was embarrassed to answer you at 4 a.m. in the morning because I knew that I would probably not get a response. But this is our life, and we try our level best to make sure that we represent and protect this club, which is with as much effort as we possibly can.
Lorenz, the main Mazola, then after that the last question.
Coach Lorenz.
Sure, Lorenz.
You started the game with a blockbuster announcement of Bongani Zungu. Obviously set the tone for the fans, let them overdrive. How much does he improve the Sundowns squad? How early can we see him? And Nasir's arrival obviously spells the end of Safranco, if you can confirm that.
Well, welcome back to Bongani Zungu. I want to give huge congratulations to the club, the sporting director Fleming, the president of the club, the chairman of the club, the management for Yogesh Prastan, for a lot of hard work behind the scenes. A complicated deal, very complicated, took very, very long. A lot of issues. Also want to thank Bongani for his patience and trust because he had other offers. And Bongani chose to come to us, and he was very patient, even more lucrative than what we had thrown. But sometimes it helps when there are very good relations between coaches and the players, because then the desire to come and work with the coaches, to come and be part of the setup helps. So I want to thank Bongani for his patience, and thank his mother also and his family for the support that they gave him in trying to make sure that he chooses us instead of the other options that they had. And we are just excited that the club has made that decision to support in bringing Bongs here, and we're looking forward to him coming into the team and competing for a position which would be very, very difficult. We've got very, very good players in Bongani Zungu's position, and then he's also a very, very good player, and that makes the competition even stronger. So yeah, I can't help but thank the club for acquiring and bringing back Bongs. Yeah, Nasir Safranka, I think the club will make announcements. The profile of our club has changed a little bit, and therefore there are certain things that the club will make the announcements, and I am not at liberty to speak about that at the moment.
Coach, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
From Sakula Duma.
Thank you, Domain.
Coach, I want to speak pressing triggers. You guys seem to have planned around Sia quite a lot, because even before the goal was conceded, you had pressed him high twice. Is that something that you had planned? And then also, secondly, Ronald Williams, coach. Is this why you signed him? Big player, show up in big games?
That's why Sundowns signs, the club signs. We as coaches are just part of the holistic club. We make recommendations, of course, but football is moving in a direction where coaches don't spend as much time at football clubs as players, and therefore ultimately then the decision at the end is the club's decision, and the club has made an incredible effort to reinforce the squad the way they have, and of course again kudos to the club for bringing Ronwen. A great performance today, exceptional on build-up, much better even in the second half. Good decisions, better decisions. Sometimes the delivery of the ball that is flighted beyond the press can be better, but he will improve, because that was not a style of play that he was predominantly used to at Supersport. But fantastic, great penalty save. Previous game again, great save one-on-one with Villa, but gives very good leadership, and he's a big personality, comes into the change room even at halftime, has words of encouragement and shows great leadership, Ronza. And there's still a lot more even for him to improve. And for sure, like I said, even with Nasir and with Peter, with Neo Maema, Kutumela, all these players, Hashim Domingo, the way we play and the way we train, they are going to get better. And Ronza is no different. He's got incredible competition around him. It's very difficult to compete against Dennis alone. And then when you have Dennis and then you have Kennedy and then you have Rizozo, it means that he's going to have to be at his level best all the time, because the competition is fierce, but like they say, iron sharpens iron, and for sure this is the quality that you get, and then the support that they get from Coach Wendell with the training and with the information around the penalties or the set pieces also contributes to the performances that we see on the pitch. So yeah. Pressing triggers, you're gonna start another thing where we're gonna go long and long and long, but yes, we do train for that, especially when teams do initiate the build-up. I don't want to go too much into it, but football is about boxes, and football says that you've got to be able to deal with the opposition box when they're in possession. You've got to be able to deal with your box when you're in possession. You've got to be able to deal with your box when the opposition is coming towards your box and attacking you. And then you've also got to be able to have solutions of how do you attack the opposition box. Because if you look at where the game is going and the studies that have come out from the recent Euros, the studies that were in the Under-21 Championships give so much information in relation to this. And but the goal we scored is not the first time you've seen it. I'm sure you saw even last season we've scored. So we just try our level best, and at the end it's the execution, and the execution then leads to the decisions, and the decisions leads to then the technical application, and then all of those things are about the quality of the players, and that's what we have. So We have very, very good players, and we shouldn't downplay that, because even the pressing triggers themselves demand intensity, and intensity is mentality. And that is the ownership of the players.
Can you keep it at one question as a brief? Mazola, then Dindi, then last one from Shawara. Thanks.
Coach, just with signing Bongani, how are you going to keep everyone happy? That is true. I mean, perhaps there's criticism that there's just too many midfielders to try and keep the harmony.
No, it's not our jobs. Our job is to put a winning team on the pitch. I think that players that play for Sundowns are at Sundowns because they want to be here. We don't want to keep players that don't want to be here. So as long as everybody feels that they want to be here, then they compete and they fight. And then the responsibility of each professional football player is to try to make sure that you are as professional as possible with your conduct, and with the ability to still be part of the setup of the club. And the good thing is the profiling also helps. You know, you recruit not just in relation to the technical qualities that the players have, but you also recruit with regards to the personality and the human qualities and the values that the players have, so that they can be integrated into a group, because the team is far more important than any individual. And in this moment, we have a very good squad with a lot of very, very good players who now accept the responsibility to fight against each other for places to play. And that becomes the players' responsibilities to make sure that they're at their best. They train very, very well, and put themselves in a position to be able to play. We only deal with meritocracy as a selection criteria. And when you play well, you train well, you show very good appetite and hunger and attitude, you put yourself in a position to be able to contribute to the success of this enormous club.
Coach, it's Sitembiso from Times Live.
Sure, Sitembiso.
In the recent matches that you've been sitting there by yourself, is that sort of a new tradition that sometimes?
No, the cooler box is a lot cooler than the chair. The chair is hotter, so the cooler box is a lot cooler. It's got more ice. I stand up a bit to talk to my coaches. I don't know if you see, I do walk across and try to get there, but the cooler box is a lot cooler.
Coaches, my question was along the same lines, talking about the coaching trio that we see at Sundowns. Today you spent better part of the match facing the players on the bench, talking to them. And Coach Steve was the one who was actually taking care of the team on the field. And Coach Mangoba was nowhere to be seen on the standing and conducting picture. Is this something that you guys work on and discuss, that who is going to take care of this match? And Coach, again, we go back to that subject about coaching. We're still on coaching. Some teams within the PSL have got coaches without even a single badge.
Sure. Well, the coaching badges is not for me. I've spoken about it last season already, and I don't want to get into that space. I know it is something that is a very, very hot topic, but I don't own actually I do own a football club called Black Poison, but I don't own a professional football club, so I can't tell people how to run their clubs. I don't have that right. I've got to respect the owners of these clubs. They try their level best and they make decisions that are best for their club. So unfortunately I can't get into that space. The coaching, no, we don't plan. We don't say who does this, who does that. But the reality is, we are a team, and as a team, we also have our own individual strengths, and the individual strengths allow us to be able to adapt together and do the best that we can for the team. We just try to make sure that we contribute as best as we can to the performance, and yeah, I love coaching, so sometimes I overcoach. I've been criticized for for overcoaching, but I'd rather overcoach than undercoach.
And then Macarena had a last question. You can go ahead, Macarena.
No, Coach, mine was just a simple one of a very from CBC. The way you are signing, it looks like you are signing, there's something big that you're signing for. And the profile of also the players that you are bringing, I mean, with the developments happening around the continent.
Yeah, well, a big club makes big signings because the space is to target big trophies. And of course, if you look at already when we started the season, we were very clear that 1 trophy this season is not good enough. 2 trophies this season is not good enough. 3 trophies this season is not good enough because we come with that pressure of having won 3 already last season. And therefore, in all big clubs, you see Manchester City, they sign Haaland and they improve the quality of the team, but they also improve the energy within the team. And that's the responsibility of the big clubs. And we are signing, of course, to make sure that we do better and better than last season.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, colleagues.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.